Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Probably Plays YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, August 13th, and I'm back breaking down some more plays for the Tuesday slate of the games in the MLB. We're going to be looking at the Texas Rangers going up against the Boston Red Sox as the first play of the day. Then we're going to be looking at the Colorado Rockies going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks as the best play of the day. 4 total player props for today's video, and the 2 best player props being towards the end of the video. Hope everybody enjoys their Tuesday, and let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's take a look at the graphic from Monday night. Pretty good day here. 4 wins, 1 loss, 4-1 day, 2-1 on the best bets. Giants and the Braves, still watching that game right now. Bottom of the 8th. Gave myself the win under 7 runs. Chris Sale and Blake Snell are wheeling and dealing. At least they did. I think Sale went 7. Blake went 6 and a third, maybe. Both of them had 11-plus strikeouts. Unbelievable pitching by both of them. No runs allowed so far in the game. So somebody's obviously got to win the game, score a run, but I don't think they're going to score 7 in this game in an inning and a half. We had Brady Singer under 2.5 runs. This was a horrible pick. He struggled once again going up against the Minnesota Twins. I think he gave up 6 runs in the first 3 innings. Shohei Ohtani hit himself a home run against Freddie Peralta over 1.5 bases. Guardians team total. A lot of comments today about the Guardians. People think that people are fading the Guardians a little bit too much. I agree. Guardians take it 9-8 with Kyle Hendricks not on the mound. Shota Umanaga, 1 error. That's all it took. 1 error by the Cubs defense. And then the Guardians just started pouring on the runs. I think they scored 4 off of the air, and then Umanaga in the next inning allowed a couple home runs. So they put up 9 runs in that game. Over 4.5 did hit. Ian Happ over 1.5 bases. Hit a home run in that game going up against the Guardians as well. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. 2-1 day on the best bets. 1-0 on the game pick. 1-0 on the player prop. Let's try to get the sweep here for Tuesday. We're looking at the Texas Rangers going up against the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox are dealing with Duran being out for this game for the second straight night, serving that 2-game suspension for chirping at a fan in the stands. I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't really care, but no, I'm not going to get into it. Only trouble can come from it, man. Just stay in your lane, Duran. That's all you have to do. You're in the MLB. You're making millions and millions of dollars. Just block out the noise, man. I don't know what to tell you. You're making millions of dollars. Saying a word like that, that's crazy. But he's serving a 2-game suspension. Boston's not going to have him tonight. I do think that's going to hurt them. And the Boston Red Sox, I don't like the pitcher on the mound in this game either. He's really been struggling. I'm going to take the Texas Rangers in this one on the money line as a play. The Red Sox are going to be throwing out Cutter Crawford, and he's really been struggling over the last several games. He has now given up 5-plus runs in 4 consecutive, bringing his once 3.04 ERA up to 4.11 on the season with a 1.13 whip. This was a guy that was talked about as a potential Cy Young candidate earlier in the season, but since the month of July, it's been a completely different player. To his defense, he has been going up against some really good opponents over the last 4 games. The Royals, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and then the Texas Rangers was one of those games as well against the Rangers. Against the Rangers 2 starts ago, he was only able to go 5 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, and 4 home runs going up against them. And that right there is going to be his biggest problem in this game. And that's been his biggest problem over the last several games. He's given up a total of 13 home runs over the last 4 games. 13 over the last 4 games, giving up 3+ in 3 of the 4 games. That now makes 27 home runs given up on the season in just 23 outings. So that's going to be a major issue in this one. So I do like the Rangers to put up a lot of runs, and I do like Jose Arena, who I think is going to get the job done in this one going on the mound for the Rangers. This is not a typical starting pitcher. He's more of a relief guy, but he has been able to go 3 or 4 innings whenever he's called upon to start games, and he's been pretty good doing it this season. He's coming in with a 3.74 ERA, giving up 3 runs or less in 9 of the last 10 appearances, only having 1 really bad game against the Boston Red Sox, which is going to have a chance here to make up for that. Typically what we see out of him, he goes between 2 and 4 innings, and he's been very good, giving up 1 run or less in 7 of the last 10 appearances, like I said. But the way Crawford has been pitching, though, I think the Rangers are the smart play here. We're getting them plus money. I like him here on the money line as the play. For the player prop on the screen, we're going to take Josh Smith of the Rangers to go over 1.5 base against the Red Sox. 0 for 4 night yesterday, but this is going to be a good match for Josh Smith, being a lefty, a left-on-right matchup. He is hitting very good against the right side this season. 257 batting average, 25 extra base hits. Typically, whenever you're looking for just base knocks, you would take him going up against the left side because he cuts down his swing a little bit. He's batting .314, but we've seen a lot of power come from the right side this season. He has been really good on both sides of the plate, but I'm going to take him in this game going up against the righty because how poorly Cutter Crawford has been pitching over the last several games. Josh Smith is also in the meat of that lineup, hitting usually in the 3 spot. I think he's going to do some damage in this one going up against the Red Sox. Give me his over 1.5 bases as the play here. For the best play of the day, we're going to be looking at the Rockies going up against one of my favorite teams, the Arizona Diamondbacks. I said this a little bit ago. I would take a future on the Arizona Diamondbacks to win the World Series. I think I'd still do it right now. If they get their pitching healthy again and back to normal, I think they can really be a problem because right now, this is the best hitting team in baseball. They dominate going up against left-handed pitching, and that's what we're getting in this matchup going up against Austin Gomber. But because the money line is so one-sided, I think they're close to like minus 240. I'm going to take the over in this game for both teams. Over 9 runs at the play. I do think it's very possible that the Diamondbacks can get this number all by themselves. So if you want to take a team total here, go with the Diamondbacks team total. I do think the Rockies can contribute a little bit to the over in this game because they're also getting a pretty friendly matchup going up against Eduardo Rodriguez. Starting with the D-backs here, they got Marte back in that lineup, which is a huge relief for them. They avoided serious injury on that slide against the Phillies a couple games ago. I did see that he went out of the game on Monday. Not sure about that. Had to read on that. Didn't see anything yet. But this team against left-handed pitching altogether, they're the best hitting team in baseball. They hit 281 in the season. And Austin, he's coming in as a lefty in very, very poor form for the Rockies over the last several games. Austin, over the last 10 games, has given up 3+ runs in 8 of those 10 games, including 5+ hits in every single game. He's coming in with a 4.92 ERA and a 1.32 whip, and he has been getting crushed in these games. And what's even worse for this kid is that they usually don't take him out early because the bullpen's been so bad for the Rockies. He is going to be forced to eat some innings in this one. He's going to be forced to pitch, even though he is pitching poorly. They're going to leave him out there for 6 innings, maybe 7 innings, and that's going to be trouble going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks. On the other side for the Rockies, it's going to be Edward Rodriguez going for the Diamondbacks, and he's only been in 1 game for the D-backs so far this season. He gave up 3 runs in 5 2/3 innings. I know the Rockies get a bad rap for being a bad team, but honestly, the Bats, they're not bad this season. They just have the worst bullpen in baseball. They're going to give us a couple runs in this game, and the D-backs still do the rest. Give me the over 9 runs here as the play. For the player prop on the screen, we're going to take Josh Bell on this one for the D-backs. He's been on fire ever since he got traded to this team. In his first 42 at-bats, he has a batting average of 286, 12 total hits for this squad, 7 RBIs already. He has 4 walks and 4 home runs already in only 10 games. He only had 14 home runs in the first 104 games with the Marlins. He has 4 already in 10 games with the D-backs. This is going to be a matchup going up against a left-handed pitcher, Austin Gomber, and he's done a little bit worse on the season going up against lefties and righties, but he is a switch hitter. He's going to get to pick what side of the plate he wants to be on. He does still have a lot of power going up against left side, 13 extra base hits, only 130 at-bats going up against lefties on the year. I think he's going to get a hold of one in this game going up against Austin. Give me the over 1.5 bases here as the play. Let's go over the best props of the day. For the batting prop, we are going to be looking at Francisco Lindor to go over 1.5 bases going up against the A's, and Ross Stripling. Ross Stripling, he is famous for his last appearance going up against the White Sox, getting a loss in that game, breaking the 22-game losing streak for the White Sox. By the way, 12-2. Yeah, 12-2 here for the White Sox right now against the Yankees. I think they have 15 hits going up at the Yankees, so I guess the Yankees are the worst team in baseball. But everybody knew it was going to take one of the worst pitchers in baseball to let the Chicago White Sox potentially get a win. Ross Stripling gave up 4 earned runs to the Chicago White Sox over 5 innings of work. That's nearly 1 run over the total the White Sox have been scoring per game this season. Ross is now coming in with a 5.72 ERA and a 1.49 whip, close to his career highs on the season, but not quite, because he had a really bad year in 2020 with the Blue Jays. He has given up 4+ runs in 4 of the last 5 games, and he's also given up 6+ hits in 3 of the last 5 games. And I think Francisco Lindor is going to take one for a ride here. Lindor has been extra hot at the plate over the last several games. He's coming in with a 7-game hitting streak, having 4 multi-hit games over the last 5 games with a 260 batting average on the year. He does well on both sides of the plate this season as a switch hitter. He's hitting 259 against right-handed pitching on the year with 32 extra base hits, and he's going to love the pitching arsenal that we have in this game for Ross Stripling. He is hitting all of Ross Stripling's pitches this season above 245. So no matter whatever Ross Stripling is throwing out for Francisco Lindor to hit, he's hitting at least 245 against every single pitch. I put the fastball up there because that pitch we're going to see the most in this game, and Lindor does handle that pitch well with a plus run value, but his best pitch to hit is the slider. He's hitting that 310 on the season, and I do think he's going to get a slider in this game, sending it a long way. Give me the over 1.5 bases here as the play. For the other player prop tonight, looking at the pitching prop, we're going to take a look at the Cincinnati Reds going up against the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm taking Hunter Green, the flamethrower, to go under 2.5 runs against the Redbirds. This is the 3rd time, I believe, in the last 2 weeks that I've talked about the St. Louis Cardinals bats fading them, going up against some really good fastballs. I believe I'm 100% betting against the Cardinals this season. I'm looking to keep the streak hot here with Hunter Green in this game, who's going to be throwing nothing but cheddar going up against the Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals this season, they are the worst team in baseball hitting against fastball. They only have one player with a plus run value. That's Wilson Contreras. He has a +7 run value going up against that pitch. He's pretty good hitting it this season. Everybody else in the Cardinals lineup is hitting it much, much worse. There's a handful of guys that are hitting it at 0 run value going up against that pitch, but the majority of them have negative run values going up against that fastball. The Cardinals right now going up against the Cincinnati Reds have only scored 1 run going up against Andrew Abbott, who has really been struggling all season long. If the Cardinals can't put up any runs on Andrew, they're definitely not going to be able to put up a lot of runs on Hunter Green, who's coming in as the best arm in that rotation for the Reds. over the last 4 games for Hunter Green. He's gone 6+ innings in all of those games, having shutouts in 3 of those 4 games, giving a combined 5 hits in the 3 games that he allowed no runs. He did run into some trouble going up against the Marlins of all teams in his last game, giving up 3 runs, but he has now gone 8 games for the Reds, giving up 3 runs or less in a row. He has also had 6 games over the last 8 that he's been able to go 6+ innings, giving up 1 run or less. He has kept the hits way down this season also, only giving up 89 on the year in 23 games, coming in with a 2.90 ERA and a 1.03 whip. He's wheeling and dealing right now. He's going to wheel and deal in this game. I'm taking under 2.5 runs going up against the Cardinals as the play there. Let's go over to the recap graphic. We're going to be looking at the Rangers on the money line. It should be plus money going up against the Boston Red Sox. Josh Smith over 1.5 base against Boston. Josh Bell over 1.5 bases against the Rockies. Rockies and D-backs over 9 runs. D-backs even -1.5, like -160. So give me the over there. Francisco Lindor over 1.5 bases going up against the A's. And then Hunter Green over under 2.5 runs going up against the Cardinals. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Tuesday, August 13th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.